So, in the first step is editing. But because I didn't have my laptop around, I used a friend's computer and I used Canva because it is the best.
So this one is even though your frame, this is sorry, not frame, this is the banner. Yeah, this is before installation. For the installation, Mama Sam salon.
Now we move to check on the banner frame to see if it is complete. Frame details. Height, 170 centimeters slash 1.7 meters. Width, 100 centimeters slash 1 meter.
So the length is from there to here is 1 meter, from there is 1.2 meters. Same thing at the bottom. This size from here up to somewhere there is around 0.5 meters on the bottom side. So yeah, now this comes the transportation part. So this is Amka Elite Design. Yes, Amka Elite Design. So we are doing the installation here. Sikuwa na space, so I had to find a random space. Hope sitaitiwa askari. So this is the frame. We usually use contour. This is called contour. It's a type of a glue that we use for wrapping the banner around the frame. So as you can see, this is the frame. So
This was my
I hope
tripod
my
for
phone
today.
doesn't fall. So yeah, now let's do the wrapping and then we move on to the next stage. So what usually happens is that this glue is usually not really good for touching with your hands, so it is usually advised you wear a glove, but I don't know where I placed my gloves, so we're just going to have to do it.
Love this song, had to place it somewhere.
Ne, 友よ、今日もよく頑張ったね。自分を追い詰めないで。もし疲れているなら少し休んでね。君は十分素晴らしいよ。
So using a razor, I'm going to cut at the edges. As you can see at the edge, over there at the edges, nakata tu vizuri. Nikikata, after I cut, that is when I wrap. So always make sure that the edges are perfectly aligned, so that the final outlook can look much better. Sikae as if it is bending a little bit at an angle. Make sure it is straight. Make sure that it is straight. So one of the most important things that you should note is that make sure that the banner is tightly wrapped, so that, because most of the time it is placed on the outside and it needs to be tight because due to the wind sometimes it might fall, and if you don't put it tightly, it will simply just unwrap, and your work won't last long. So always make sure that your banner is tightly wrapped to ensure long life, and you see, also a perfect job. So what I am doing right now, I am cutting off the loose part so that I can wrap the other side. So let kisungu ni ngumu bana. Acha tukate hii part. Unaona iko loose hii part. Let's cut it off and then we finish this thing and get the packing. So don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're watching from, either America, either China, either Rwanda or Uganda. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also follow. Now that part is done. So if you have noted, ukiangalia hii part ya chini nimeiacha hivyo for a reason, because when I'm going to wrap the other banner, I'm going to either put it inside or outside. So I need to leave that part so that I can come to consider where I'm going, what I'm going to do after. So for now, I'm going to leave that part open just like that. Then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do after. So we take the contour and then we apply the contour around again. So if you remember what we did in the beginning of this video, we pack a contour all around the metal. So if you have noticed, most of the parts yenye tulipaka contour imefunikwa na banner, so we have to apply a new contour on top of the banner yenye tumeweka tu side. Lazima to apply contour on top of this banner and then we apply the other banner on top of it. So I'm going to apply here. On this side I'm not going to apply, but I'm going to adjust a little bit just in case. And we're going to apply here on that side, on the top side. So let's do this. So for those who are watching in Kenya, in ile glue ya viatu, tunatumianga ku apply. So nataka ile glue natumianga ile glue ya viatu, and wale wenye amepatia client quotation kubwa, una usually use super glue. Kuna ile glue fulani, ile glue ile ngori tena super glue. Really, super glue even more expensive than super glue. Most companies wanatumianga hiyo, but mini hustler, fuck Ruto. So as we wait for this one to dry, I'm going just simply to say big up to Rigiji and a big up to those other people. So sahi ishakauka. Ikishakauka hivyo sasa kuja na apply the second banner. So let's apply the second banner, then after completion tupeleke client tulipwe, ndio. So now, since we're done wrapping, we're going to have to cut the extra part. If you have been following up, you know what you're doing, but for those who have short attention span, now tunakata this extra layer. So let's do this. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in the comments. I will try to answer most of them, but for those who I answer, it's good for you. So, one fact you should know: this glue is not good when you breathe it in. It is a drug that people use to get drugged, so don't leave it open for a long time. Also, you can put a nail, kama mimi nimetumia msumari hapo, ndio at least ifunike. Another thing, this glue ikishika hapo, and this glue touches the artwork on the banner, it erase. It is like an eraser, so it will erase the content on the banner. So when applying this contour, be very careful that it doesn't touch the artwork. There are so many times whereby I have ruined an artwork. Thank God that most people don't usually realize, and they don't usually focus on the small details, so I usually get away with it, but it's not something that you should aim for. You should aim for something higher or something bigger. So for now, keep that in mind. So now we are done with that, as you can see. We are done with this was the fun part. Now, you remember this part below? Where I told you should leave it like that. That is the way I do it. I don't know why I do it like that, but I like it that way. But now this is where you have to get a little bit creative. So what I usually do, you see this lower part, what I usually do, I cut it into half, the white part only. You see where the frame starts here and it ends here. So you cut it halfway. Then you wrap it halfway. Once you've wrapped it halfway, then just a moment. Okay, now here it is. So the frame starts here, where the red line is. So you cut it halfway. So what you can do, you can open it up. You open it up. You expose the middle chuma. You expose the middle part of the chuma. You see this chuma, this one here. You expose it. Then you take the contour and you apply it in the middle chuma. in the middle part of the neckline. You remember when I told you that you can either decide you leave it like that, or you can just wrap it up. So the reason why this part is important is because I use this part to make sure that the banner is extra tight. Extra tight. That there is no wobbly. It's not wobbling around, so I make it extra tight using the bottom part. So now I have to cut this. Remember, you can either cut it later or now, so it is up to you. Done with that. So right now we shall cut the bottom part, the bottom half part, as you can see, of one side, this side. So back it to this side. So we just have to do the same thing again, but this time it's going to be a little bit easier because already ushatwa side moja. So what usually happens, we just apply on top of the banner. So keeping in mind, make sure hiyo glue isishike the artwork, because ikishika artwork, that is the end of it. That is the end of it. So make sure isishike artwork. That will be your main concern, isishike artwork. Because ikishika artwork, itaharibu. And if you're dealing with those clients who pay attention to details, my friend, utarudia hiyo kitu yote. So right now I'm done doing the wrapping. So just doing the final touches. We are done. Inaanza sijui kwa nini.
There was too much noise in the background which disrupted the video. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment if there's a specific tutorial you would like to see. Thank you.